Hi guys, this is an ad hoc podcast. I've got the guys in from Core Impact today in the studio. We come in to have a meeting, but I said, look, let's shoot a podcast. Let us see what's hot at the minute in company values, company culture, company tone, what's hot at the minute. And I know actually chatting to another business owner yesterday just about how managers can squash company values and company growth and stealth that sort of tone. We fight very hard here at Creative 3 to have a company culture that's life-giving. So guys, tell me, I was going to start with Seán. Is that all right, JP?
Sure, go for it.
Seán, what's hot at the minute in regards to what are you guys seeing on the ground at the minute that actually can help a business out there thrive?
Well, for us at the minute, the big focus is on core values. So we see that as a real starting point. So anytime we go into an organisation, the first thing we want to do is actually look at the people within the organisation, see where they are, first of all. So we need to get a bit of a temperature check on what they're actually doing now. And from that, we can start to work out a plan forward. Now, the first area we always look at is core values. It's absolutely key as the foundation to building a positive culture. And it's a really actually enjoyable experience to kind of pull them out of an organisation. So it's about we hear a lot about core values. It's about being consistent with the values that already exist in an organisation, and that's the key. They already exist in an organisation.
Obviously, that comes from the tone. Usually comes from the business owner or the entrepreneur, and I know sometimes that can get lost in somewhere in the journey, because some business owners were on the treadmill and they're fighting, and we're more focused on building the company, and sometimes we forget about the core values. So what do you guys do to come in and actually say, right, okay, let's do like a rain check and go back to where we started?
So Seán mentioned it all starts with core values. They're there already. It's just about identifying them. A lot of the work we're doing with organisations is we're focusing in with leaders, formal and informal. So there's always team members who will have the influence within the team. You know, somebody that you know you can go to, or maybe you don't know you can go to help you roll out a new change. And that's what we're helping organisations do. We're helping them, the leaders, the formal leaders, identify those informal leaders to work together. We like to call them cultural ambassadors.
Very good. Beautiful term.
Thank you, we made it up.
So, obviously we're doing this ad hoc, and I'm going to obviously throw you under the bus very, very quickly. If you're looking at, what would be, say, the top 1, 2, or 3 things that you would say, right, there's the first thing. Obviously, you're looking at the company values. Okay, we want to go back to where we started out. How do you implement change?
Well, first of all, you need to get people on side. So the core values do that, actually. That process gets them on side from the very start, because they have to be involved in that. And the process, that is the beginning of it. It's getting them involved in it. And from that, you have to get small wins. So we always look at trying to get a quick win in there so people can actually see the value of what you're trying to do. So it's kind of like a wee snippet of this is what you could have if you keep this going, because the culture change is a long-term project. So we have to look at the short term, and we always say long-term project, but we have to be careful with that people don't feel that you have to wait 3 years before you see an impact. The impact is ongoine throughout the whole process. It's the final embed at the end, really.
Yeah, and our tagline is engage, enable, empower. So when everything that we're doing with organisational leaders, we're showing them how to use that process to get their people engaged, starting new forums, conversations in general, and just having the confidence actually to hear the tough feedback that the team have to give, and then enabling them by listening to it, putting something into practice, and that's where the empowerment comes from.
Fantastic. So obviously culture and company tone is always ongoing, because businesses are always evolving. So you can see quick wins quickly.
Yeah, as quick as you want to get. You need to set, it's different for every company. So you need to set a win that really works for your company and that your people want to actually see, because it's all about the people at the end of it all. You need to get them on board to get the direction. And what we always find is, and this always kind of sounds a wee bit sort of like you're not giving a full answer, but this is different for every company, and you need to go in and even the whole process from the beginning, it changes as you go. So we all have to be kind of very flexible with that, and that's, I mean, we have different approaches that we'll use, but it's kind of like you're going on one path, but you may kind of go a wee bit left on one company and right in another company, so there's different directions that you're looking at, but yeah, I mean, we always get there and the results are amazing.
Brilliant. So would you encourage actually a company handbook or a digital form of, obviously you go in, you see different imagery around certain companies. How important is having that visual or that handbook to say, this is what we're about, this is where we're going as a company, and as you said, Seán, get them all on board?
Yeah, well, look, you will see a lot of that. Sometimes it can be pitfalls. Sometimes, you know, there's the visible culture and there's the invisible. So the tangibles would be, you know, putting the core values up. That's a great start. It's nice to allow your team to see, yeah, we're actually doing something about this. But it's when you tap into the behaviours, it's the invisible, and it's making sure that you're taking the time. And a lot of the work we do is actually upskilling leaders in order to deal with the changes that they're trying to roll out. So emotional intelligence, for instance, we're working with local FE colleges actually to help large-scale organisations to upskill their people, because they recognise the value in that. That will, as a trend, you will notice that in the industry now. From a leadership perspective, emotional intelligence is key for effective leadership.
Okay, I'll leave it again. I love throwing people under the bus.
Do it.
Christopher and I obviously promote business, and we know you guys, we work with you guys. So if you're looking on the camera and someone's looking at this on LinkedIn or Facebook or some other platforms that you guys or we are on, what type of companies do you feel you want to work with that you could actually lift the phone for JP and Seán and say, look, let's have a conversation? What the type of company does that look like?
People are people. So we've found that SME type companies are ones that we've worked with in the past. But that being said, we've had a lot of interest from large scale organisations, from mixed industries. So people are people, and when it comes down to it, if you're leading a team of at least 20 or 30 people and you're trying to change anything, it could literally be putting those signs up on the walls, putting new initiative in place. If you need help with rolling that out, or if you just want to get your people engaged and ready for what post-pandemic looks like in the working world, contact us and we're here to help.
Right, guys, so if you want to contact Seán on Tinder at 008.
After 9.
After 9 on a Friday night. Guys, I hope that was helpful to you. It's always a joy to have the Core Impact guys in, because they do bring a positive outlook on life, and having these guys in your business, in your culture, and driving your teams forward, you will see an absolute benefit to your company, your brand, your tone. And when you're having that productivity, and the pipeline automatically works through. So guys, thank you.